Okay, so let's start our today workshop. I think most of participants wants this workshop in English, so let's continue with English mode of communication. First of all, I will introduce myself. My name is Bushra Zafar. I'm a practicing clinical psychologist and a lecturer at Institute of Applied Psychology, University of the Punjab, and I will moderate today's session on the behalf of team of Kashf-e-Khudi. Kashf-e-Khudi is an online platform which is dedicated to supporting students and the community. Kashf-e-Khudi has already organized different courses, webinar, and the workshops which are related to research and the psychological awareness. Along with that, we are offering different psychological services, which is relevant to providing economical therapeutic services, which is a part of our mission to promote awareness, education, and mental wellness. And when I talk about today's workshop, which is titled as From the Google Form to Descriptive Analysis in SPSS, the aim of the today workshop is to help the beginner understand which are the most prominent tools which they can use for the data collection, for the online data collection, and how to convert their data from their online like Google or survey design to their Excel sheet or to their SPSS sheet, and then how to do initial analysis on their SPSS sheet, like cleaning their data and moving toward descriptive analysis. And by the end of session, I hope every participant will have a clear understanding of how to handle the data from the collection to analysis. And today we have Muhammad Adnan along with us, which is who is a researcher, which is mainly focused on data analysis, digital health, and the combination of artificial intelligence and how it is important for our mental health. He has been the reviewer of the different international journal and conduct regularly different training workshop and seminars relevant to research and data analysis. Today, he will guide us the process of creating surveys and then performing different descriptive analysis in SPSS. Now, I will hand over the session to Muhammad Adnan so that he could guide us about the basic of SPSS. And I hope every participant will gain fruitful insight from his expertise.
Thank you, Miss, so much for your time. And first of all, most of the people are asking about the recording. Yes, the recording will be available in our group and also on the YouTube, our YouTube channel. And the second thing, this is yes, we are going for in English. So most of our participants say that we want the workshop in English. So let's start. So let me share my slides with you. So let me know they are visible for all of you. So Ms. Bushra, let me know the slides are visible.
Yes, it's visible.
Okay, so basically the topic as the Miss already mentioned about, basically we are going to how we create the or design a Google form, basically the survey. I must say that how we design a survey, and then through the survey collect our data, and on after the collection of data we clean the data and then goes to the SPSS or goes to the SPSS for our analysis. So today we just go through the simple analysis like the frequency statistics that are the descriptive analysis in our case. So today learning basically basic of survey design. We understand what is the survey, how we design it, which platform are useful for designing the survey. The second one is how we collect after making the survey our data for our objective or the hypothesis. And the third one is data cleaning in Excel. So after collecting the data, we can export our data from the Google form or other survey design platforms to our in the Excel. So in Excel, we just use the formulas, or we can do it manually to clean our data or handle our data. After that, we move to the SPSS. So we there set up the variable view. I will show you how we can set up the SPSS in variable view so you can understand it very well. So after that, we run the analysis, that is the descriptive analysis in our case. So first of all, designing a survey. The question is there, why we need a survey? So basically there are two types of survey. One is the academic survey and other is the market research surveys. So in our focus is academic one, as and I also give you some information about the market research surveys too. So first of all, each survey, whether it is a market research or the academic, both have the sessions. So first session in most of the time in academic survey is the demographics, where we can ask the person information of the participant. In the market research survey, we also have some portion where we get the person information of our customer or the client. And the second portion or the second phase, or we can say that the session of the survey is the questions that relate to our research, our objective. Or in the market research, I must say that the objective of the stakeholder who want to get the data from the participant. So in this way, we divide our survey in the sessions. The session will be the 2, 3 or more, or something less. It depends upon our requirements. So, and the third thing is that when we decide the survey, for example, I must say that we go for the academic survey. After that, I use the validated scales to make the survey. So to make the survey, we need the questions. As we mentioned that for demographics, we need that. For example, Adnan is a participant. I must say I need some personal question from the Adnan, like I need his name, I need his age, I need his socioeconomic class, I need some other demographic variables. But when which questions that I need according to my research, it depends upon the scale that I use. So the scales are the validated questions that we got from the validated scale. So let me share one scale with you. Yeah, so basically this is the perceived stress scale.
It is visible.
Yeah, so this is the perceived stress scale. I downloaded from the internet. So the purpose to show you that this is the question that we need in our to make the questionnaire. So for example, here is the question one is that in the last one XYZ, and we have to get the scoring, like 0 is equal to never and 1 is equal to almost never, because this kind of scale or the scoring is necessary because it helps us to help us after the data collection to run the analysis. Yes, it's visible now. Yes. So basically, this is the survey that I recently developed for the workshop. Okay, so I recently developed our workshop. I share it in our WhatsApp group, research and community data community group, where most of the participants, about the 25 participants, completed. So you can see that this is the heading. We can change it. For example, next time I change it to the second workshop, or I can say that this is for the next analysis. So in this way, we give the name to our survey. You can see that when I change the name, the survey name of the survey is also updated. It's maybe it's due to the internet, not able. So after that, we need to put some description of the survey, like I written that the research survey for the workshops. So in this way, we give the participant that what is the purpose of the survey. After that, we can we devote the first session, that is the demographic information. As I mentioned already, the demographic information is about the person information of the participant, like the full name. As I mentioned that my name is Adnan, so you can say that AM, the initials of my name, if I want the confidentiality of my data. So next time, and the next is the gender. So I can say that the male, female, non-binary, or the prefer not to say. It's up to us. And after that, the education level. And then in this, so this session one is about the demographic variable. For example, in this session, I want to add one thing more. For example, I click on this question, I add the one question. So in this way, I say that I want to get the socioeconomic class. So in this way, I get the socioeconomic class of the participant. I make it a bold, and then I go there and give the multiple questions. So first one is I say lower. The second one is the middle, and the third one is upper. So basically, we can define the lower class, the range of the pocket money, or we can say that the earning, the limit is that, and for the middle is different, for the upper is different. That is a different thing. So in this way, we can evolve our question. So you can see that when I go click on this preview, when I click on the preview, so basically it gives us the thing we developed. So in this way, they are the question, that demographic question. Then we move toward our next session, that is the research variable. So basically in research variable, we use the question that we use for get from the scale, or we can also develop the question according to our research objectives too. So first thing is that, like the research question, we give the instruction for the participant. So for the participant, we say that 1 to 5, they are the 5 Likert scale. The 1 is strongly disagree and the 5 is strongly agree. The question 1 is that, for example, XYZ, and we just rate that question. In this way, we can also add another question there. We go there and add another question. You can see that there is another question. I just copy this question. For example, I just say 1 and this question. And you can see that, as I already mentioned about the scaling above, so it automatically update our linear scaling. So after that, in this way, it's completed. So the question here, yes, after. Please mute yourself, Mira, right now. We get your question after the session. Okay, after that, we complete the question and give a little thank you for the participation, and give you the confidence that the data will be protected and confidential. After that, when we completed this questionnaire, we just publish this questionnaire, click on this button, and then we go there and this icon, and make it available for anyone with this link. Anyone with this link can participate in this question, and copy the respondent link and share with the number of participants, so they can complete it, and we get the responses. So in this way, we get here the responses. For example, first I completed with my official email, so there is the email, and then the other participant. So, and the other thing is that the participant name and everything we have, and the gender, and also the education level, the socioeconomic class, as I added it right now. So no participant completed yet. And then the session 2, the question 1, question 2, and question 3. So in this way, we get the data. So you can see that here is the view sheets. When we click on this sheet, we get the data on the Excel sheet like this. You can see that the timestamp when the people completed the Google form, our survey, and their email addresses, their name, gender, education level, and the other things that we added here. So in this way, we get the data of the participant. Then we clean the data. So in next slide with sheet, I just click on this icon and create the sheet. In this sheet, I can clean the data if there is any missing value or any outlier in there. For example, outlier means that I ask for the name of the participant. For example, I say you can the person give me something. For example, write the email name here. So this is not a right thing for me. So I can clean this thing. So in this way, I clean my data, handle my data, and remove the outlier and the missing values. And then in the next step, I code to my data. For example, in gender, you can see that first, you can see that we make the gender. For example, we go here in the next sheet, we say that gender. So this is our variable, our question name. In gender, we have 4 categories: the male, and the female. And the second thing is, and the third one is that we can confirm here non-binary and prefer not to say. Non-binary and prefer not to say. We just give the numbering to it: 1, 2, 3, and 4. So basically, this is the manual coding of our data. You can see that here is the male, but I can change it to the 1. So basically, SPSS is a statistical software. It only take the numbers. It didn't recognize the what is male, what is female. When I put the code like 1 is equal to male, so the SPSS understand that when the data comes with the code, then it is easy for us to run the analysis. That's why the coding comes in. So that's why we code our data. So this is the manual way. This is for the gender. Same for, we can do it same for the other variables like the education and the other variables that we put like the socioeconomic class. So in this way, we can code our data. And after that, we move toward the SPSS after cleaning the data and coding our data. So basically, there are many platforms for the survey design like Google Form, Jute Form, Typeform, and the Microsoft Form, Qualtrics, and the Survey Monkey. There's others too. So they are the most usable. But in our case, in academic level, we use the Microsoft Office and the Google Form some of time the Qualtrics. So in this way, basically the reason to choose these platforms that they are easy. Some are paid, some are free. Like Google Form is free, so that's why we choose this platform and design our data. So after collecting the data, after cleaning the data, and after coding the data, so basically these are the steps. We make the survey, we collect the data, we clean our data, and then we code our data. After that, the question is that why we code our data. The reason is that the SPSS only get the numerical data. So the second thing is that the SPSS. So SPSS is the statistical software for social sciences. So basically, most of the researchers, psychologists, health professionals, and social scientists use this software for the analysis. Other platforms are also available like Geometry, Stata, R, Python, and MATLAB for these purposes. But we choose the SPSS because this is the most widely used for the academic purposes. So now we move toward the SPSS. So you can see that this is the SPSS. So basically, this is the SPSS 13 version. You can use another version like the 14, like the 25, 27, but this is the latest one. We need the license for this. This is another thing. I can also share the correct version of it in the group, so the person who don't have the SPSS can easily download it and use it. So basically, they are the two. The one is the variable view, the other is the data view. So in variable view, we devolve our questions. For example, we go toward our questionnaire. In our questionnaire, the first question is name, full name. I say that. So I just write the name here. So this is the little code for our that question. So the label of the question is the full name of the participant, and the value is nothing, and the mere is, this is just a nominal. Okay, and then so basically here is the three mere: the scale, ordinal, and nominal. Basically the scale represent the Likert values like 1 to 3, 1 to 5, 1 to 7. Ordinal basically represent the interval values. So the things that are in intervals or that are in categories, that are goes to the ordinal. And for nominal, the data we just give the name or just remember that the things, so we goes that data into the nominal. So for this purpose we don't use the name, so we just put the nominal here. And the second is gender. So I said at the participant gender. As we code, 1 for male, 2 for female, and 3 for non-binary. 4 not to preferred not to say, something like that. So in this way, basically this is the values we put here, or we can say that this is the coding. So and then we can say that this is the scale, or this is the ordinal, and then we put the third variable, that is the education level. Again, the participant education level, we just copy it and paste it and then remove the gender and education. Again, we go for toward our sheet that we use for collecting data, and code the sheet there, and then put make the values label here, value labels here. Variable view. Next is the data view. When we make the variables, so they are the multiple types of the variable types. The one is the numeric, another is the string. So they are two are the more important one in our analysis. For numeric one, we have to code, and we have to code the data that we done for the gender, like for male is 1 and female is 2. So it can understand in numerically, but when we click on the string, it take the textual data like male or female. But in analysis, we need the numerical data that we will code the data. So next pathway is that we move to the analyze and the descriptive statistics, and then click on the descriptives. We got this kind of dialog box. In dialogs, we put our variables, like here I put we put in the variables, then click the next button, that is okay. And after that, we get this kind of descriptive or the output. In this output, we have 4 main values. that is minimum, maximum, mean, and standard deviation. So basically, for according to APA style, APA interpretation style, we need these 4 values to interpret our data. So we also a little discuss about the formatting style like APA MLA, but in social sciences we use the APA style. So basically, this is for today, and let's move to the Excel SPSS. I just data view. As we make the variable, then we put the data here. So after that, file of the SPSS. When I click on the analysis, I see this dialog box. In this dialog box, there are the multiple options. We study one by one, but today we are focused on the descriptive statistics. In this, when click on the frequency, you can see that there are the multiple questions here. I put variable that I need to get the frequency. I put in this dialog box and click on OK. After OK, I get this type of description like this one: the participant gender and the participant education. The high school is 6, and that's one. So basically, and the second step is I can get the descriptive of this data. I click on it and put the next variable and click on this option, and then OK. So you can see that for question 1 and 2, the total participant 29. The minimum is the participant who rate minimum, that is 1. The participant who rate maximum, that is 5. And the mean is 3, and standard deviation 1. So in this way, we get the descriptive of our data. So basically, these are the 2 main motives. So in this session, we discuss how we can make the survey, how we collect our data, and then how we make the variable SPSS variable file, and then export our data from Excel to SPSS, and in the end get the descriptives or the frequency. So I thought I try my best to provide you the information. Thank you for the attention, and thank you, Ms. Bushra, for your time from the Kashf-e-Khudi. And for, in the last, the Kashf-e-Khudi is a mental wellness awareness program. So you can scan this the QR code and join this awareness program. And this is all because of their initiative. And in the last, we let me open the unmute yourself and ask the question, please.
Okay, so
One by one.
you all can
Yes.
place your questions in the chat box, and I will share your question one by one so that our instructor could answer them. So our first question is, can you guide us about the scale of measurement? What are the scale of measurement, and how we have to decide when to use a particular scale of measurement along with examples?
Basically, in SPSS, there are 3 scale of measurement. One is the scale by the name, and other is ordinal, and the third one is nominal. In basically, but in statistics, we have 4 types of scales of measurements. The one is nominal, ordinal, and the ratio, and the interval. So right now, according to SPSS, we discuss about the 3 scale. The first is scale. Scale basically represents the value that we rate from 1 to 5 or 1 to 7. And the second is the ordinal. As I already discussed in the class, the scale, the values that we categorically filter out, we make them in an ordinal category. The third one is the nominal. So for the nominal, we just label the value for the naming purposes, so there is no obvious interval in them. So in this way, we can categorize the scale of measurements. Or Mr. You can add anything if I am not able to compensate it, please.
Okay, so basically, what I could understand is that for the nominal, we use nominal scale just for naming purposes. Like if I'm stating about my gender, it is just for naming purposes, and I'm using nominal scale just to indicate whether I belong to male category or female category. And when we talk about ordinal scale, it is more like it's like an order, like the positions in the class. It might be first, second, third, and fourth. And for that ranking purposes, we mostly use our ordinal scale. And when we talk about last one, which is the scale, which is mostly relevant to interval, and in that, like if we have any Likert scale. Mostly in our questionnaire, we used to have Likert scale, which might have 5 or 7 choice questions, which is mostly relevant to agree, strongly agree, or not at all. And I think so. Our scale is used only for our Likert scales, and I hope so. This concept is now clear for everybody. Nominal is just for naming purposes, ordinal is just to rank, and interval is for our categorical scales, like our interval scales. We have different categories in our response option, like strongly agree to strongly disagree. It might be 5 or 7, and we categorize our questionnaire in scale rank. So our next question is how to clean the missing values in our Excel sheet. So can you kindly guide us about that?
Yes, so missing values in Excel sheets. So we use the formula in Excel to check the missing values. But if we go for the manually, for the students, I recommend go for the manually. But if we are in I work as a data analyst, you can understand how the formulas work. So if the the missing values, it means the some values of the participant are missing. When we use that values in the SPSS, it create the outliers or the make our data not to let me add the people. Not significant. So in this way, we get the wrong results. So that's why we have to clean the data and clean the data and put in the SPSS. The question is that how we can fill the missing value. For example, I have a 10 participant, and the one participant, that is the participant number 5, missed one number. So I see all over the participant data, and calculate the average of its value and put the number there. So that is the one thing, but it is not ethically wrong, ethically correct. If but the correct ethically correct is that we have to remove that participant with the missing value. In the end, when we write in our methodology that we get the 500 people in our research recruitment, and the 300 people are just drop out because of missing values, because of outliers, because of our data are not didn't fulfill our the survey criteria. So that's way is the best thing, that we circulate our survey in the multiple of people. So after that, we collect the data, we only filter out the data through the missing values, through the outlier or through the skewness, and then get the absolute data and get our results, and then run the analysis on it. Yes, please. Next question.
Say, can you kindly manually show us on Excel sheet how to remove a particular outlier or missing value?
Yes, I can show you, but in the next workshop, because this time we just come up with dummy data and not prepared for the SPSS tool. In the next file, I make the SPSS participant and also the variable view. So with the multiple variables, and also on the Excel too, so we can do the see that how we can do the find the missing value and remove the outlier manually first thing, and also through the formulas. So in the next session or next workshop, the next week, we go through it thoroughly.
Okay, so our next question is, why do we have to code our values in the Excel sheet? When are we coding them in our SPSS sheet again? So what is the purpose here?
Yes, basically, when we get the data in our Excel, this is the textual data. So we need to run the analysis on this data. So first, on Excel, we get the data in text. We convert it into the number. Again, we goes to the SPSS and put that numbers there. We run the analysis on the number and get the results. But at the end, we understand what the meaning of these numbers. So that's why we recode again on the SPSS, so we can understand what stand for the male and 2 stand for the female. Otherwise, any person, for example, I run the analysis.
I think Mr. Adnan having internet issues, so I will clarify this question. So as you already know that in SPSS sheet, we have 2 views. One is the variable views and other is the data view. And SPSS understand values rather than text. So we have to first convert our value from the text to different numbers in our Excel sheet, and then paste these values in our variable and number view of SPSS sheet. So basically, it's just to transfer our data from Excel sheet to our SPSS sheet. Other than that, if we don't code in our Excel sheet, we just have to manually add our values one by one. So if anybody have other question, they could place in the chat box. I think nobody have any else questions. So let's summarize today's workshop. In today's workshop, we just understood how to create our Google survey. In Google survey, we understand how to create our demographic, and then how to create our particular scale values, and then how to collect responses, and then how to read these responses. And then we worked upon converting our data from our Google sheet to our Excel sheet. And then we understood how to code our data in our Excel sheet. And then we further move on pasting our data in our SPSS view. And in SPSS, we talk about 2 different views. First, we have to create the variable view, and then we have our data view. And we understood how to convert our values from our Excel to our data sheet. And then we worked upon understanding what is the descriptive analysis. And in descriptive analysis, we talked about finding out frequency, minimum and maximum values, which we have to report in our results section according to APA. Okay, there is no particular version in which SPSS directly convert our data from Excel sheet to our SPSS. We just have to manually copy and paste our data from our Excel sheet to our SPSS sheet.
Yes, ma'am.
If anybody have any other question, they can ask. Other than that, I have summarized our today's session, and we can wrap it up.
The best thing is that if the participant have question, you can share in the group. The reason is that in the group, when we answer the question, or the other person or other expert answer the question, it helps the other participant who are not able to attend this webinar or attend the question. So in this way, it will help a multiple number of participants. So I hope this workshop help you. And the next one, we can work on the and the questions that you share, and prepare with the Excel sheet and the SPSS sheet, so we can do it the more practically. So that help you more than the first one. So thank you for your time. So Ms. Bushra, anything else you can add, or any question we have to address? Otherwise, please, we have end the meeting.
Yeah, we have already
can
summarized the whole meeting, and I have also answered a few questions which were remaining. And one of the student is asking about your LinkedIn profile link. So I think so Sir will share this link in the chat in our WhatsApp chat box, and you can access it from that. And another last question is, which is more useful, SPSS sheet or Excel sheet? I can't understand the context of your question.
No, I think that both are useful, but it's up to you that you use the Excel for the analysis or the SPSS. Basically, SPSS is just like a built-in system. We just put the data and click the buttons and we get the results. But in the Excel, we have to run the analysis through the formulas. We have to write the formulas through the code. We have the ChatGPT. We can say the ChatGPT write a formula and then copy and paste the in Excel. Then we got the results. But I must say, for our tailor or for our built-in system, for our easy Go system, we must choose the SPSS on the Excel sheet. Yes.
I think so nobody
No.
have any else question. We can wrap up this meeting. So thank you so much, everybody, for your time. And thank you so much, Mr. Adnan, for giving us this insightful session. I hope everybody learned a lot about basic of data analysis, and take care, everybody. We will meet in our next session, which will be on next Saturday. Okay, take care. Allah
Yes,
Hafiz.
basically, yes, I have to add one thing more. As most of the participants from the Pakistan, India, due to the flood situation, I'm also in an area where the flood happened there. So that's why it's happened as I have some electricity issues and other thing. But I resolve it as soon as possible. For the next time, we deliver you the best. Thank you for your time. Allah Hafiz and take care.
Inshallah. Take care, everybody. Allah Hafiz.